Hi, everybody. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m., May 1st or May Eve. The following that I'm about to do is a Beltaine Ritual out of a book that is near and dear to me. That was like, I considered it a Bible of sorts, a witch Bible, a magic Bible, if you will. It's one of the first I purchased for myself and did spells and rituals out of, and I love it. So it's very special to me. This is the book it's in. Wicca Solitary Practitioner Guide by Scott Cunningham. And Beltaine, where'd you go? Here it is. April 30th or May 1st. I just did this on my camera on video as well, but I went ahead and paused that because I had to shut my computer off and turn it back on and to get it to work right. So, if possible, celebrate Beltaine in a forest or near a living tree. If this is impossible, bring a small tree within the circle, preferably potted. It can be of any type. Create a small token or charm in honor of the wedding of the goddess and god to hang upon the tree. You can make several if you desire. These tokens can be bags filled with fragrant flowers, strings of beads, carvings, flower garlands, whatever your talents and imagination can conjure. Arrange the altar, light the candles and censer, and cast the circle of stones. Recite the blessing chant, page 132, invoke the goddess and god, stand before the altar and say, with wand upraised. And I don't have my wand handy, but anyway, before I go any further, right there is my altar. Whoops, wrong direction. Right there. It's in that corner. And this was the most secure location in my front room that I could think of to do the live stream and be able to set the laptop on so it's stable. Okay, so wand upraise goes like this. Let me stand by the altar. Okay. O Mother Goddess, Queen of the night and of the earth, O Father God, King of the day and of the forests, I celebrate your union as nature rejoices in a riotous blaze of color and life. Accept my gift, Mother Goddess and Father God, in honor of your union. Place the tokens on the tree. From your mating shall spring forth life anew. A profusion of living creatures shall cover the lands, and the winds will blow pure and sweet. O ancient, celebrate with you. Works of magic may follow if necessary. Celebrate the simple feast. The circle is released. Beltaine lore. Weaving and plaiting are traditional arts at this time of year. For the joining together of two substances to form a third is in the spirit of Beltaine. So that's a Beltaine ritual. You know, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty short, sweet, to the point. But, you know, this live stream, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of other Beltaine related things I can do, but can't think of any right off. But before I did the ritual, of course, I did the casting of the circle. I did the LBRP, and the, well, here, I'll just go ahead and do it again. The LBRP is as follows. It stands for one thing, it stands for the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. Now, this can be used in the form of a pentacle, which I will be using, or a Kabbalistic cross. If you're more comfortable with the Kabbalistic cross, that's completely fine. Acceptable, I understand, go with it, you know. You can use the same words, use the same directions, it should work fine. You can also call in the archangels and have them assist you if you want them to be around you with the Kabbalistic cross. That's totally understandable as well. So the LBRP goes like this. Start from the bottom. You can use your finger to direct the energy if you don't have a wand handy. And no, you probably won't see it on the live stream, but you'll get the idea. It goes like this. Yod, hey, va, hey. Oops, got very little room here. Wait a second, let me make sure I did that right. Keep doing it wrong. Okay. Adonai me flames the pentagram and the Kabbalistic cross, and within me and them shines the six-rayed star. That is the LBRP. The blessing chant goes as follows, the one that I use anyway. May the powers of the One, the source of all creation, all pervasive, omnipotent, eternal, may the goddess, the lady of the moon, and the god, horned hunter of the sun, may the powers of the spirits of the stones, rulers of the elemental realms, may the powers of the stars above and earth below bless this place and this time and us who are with you. So mote it be. My kitty cat over here, and she's like, Mom, what are you doing? You're doing something weird. So that is the blessing chant. Now I will invoke the goddess and god. Well, actually, I did that with the blessing chant. So next I do, usually I start in the north. Around me I cast the circle of stones, not but love may enter within, not but love may emerge from within, charge these by your powers, old ones. Move this around a little bit so I'm not so much like off to the side. That didn't do much good. There's a table right here, so it's taking up a lot of room. So that was the blessing chant, the casting of the, they call it you're supposed to envision in your mind as if you were standing in the center of Stonehenge itself. And as much as I would love that to be the case, it is not. Not for me. I've never been there, at least not this life that I know of. And I would love to go, absolutely. My name is Lady Beltaine. This is my first live stream doing a ritual, and I know I'm not the first witch by no means that's done a ritual on live streams, but I'm just kind of, doing my own thing, learning as I go, learning along the way. Self-taught basically, but I do have help from others when I can get it, like my husband. He's a good computer tech. He's been doing it for 37 years, so anything computer related he's pretty good at. If you hear coughing in the background, that's him. He has COPD and OCD, and he coughs a lot, so it's not a fun existence by no means. I guess I'm going to go ahead and my camera shut itself down, so I won't worry about that right now, because I think I only used a couple minutes worth. The simple feast. Okay, the simple feast basically consists of pretty much, you can, in my opinion, and the way the god and goddess view it, it's cakes and wine or cakes and fruit juice. You can do a couple of cookies and a glass of milk. You can do you can do some muffins and some fruit juice. You can do pop and potato chips, I guess, if you want it even. But the idea is, kind of the breaking of the bread. It's a witch's version of the breaking of the bread. And let's see, that's that one. There's also another protective circle I do called around me, this thrice the circles cast around, evil sink into the ground. Thrice the circles cast around, evil sink into the ground. Thrice the circles cast around, evil sink into the ground. That I do a lot of times as an extra measure, because you don't always know what type of energies you're going to be dealing with when you do these rituals. Better to be safe than sorry, especially if you're just starting out. I myself have been practicing for 32 years, 31, something like that. The Halloween of my 13th year was when I came into my power. It was kind of a funny story. I almost burnt my room down. I've been promising to do a video on that, but I haven't yet, at least not on a live stream. But since I'm, trying to use this live stream effectively and wisely, if you will, I'm going to try to sit on the table here, just so I can't stand very long. Give my back a little bit of rest. Let's see, it was Halloween night. It was back in the 80s. I don't remember the exact year. It would take me probably too long to calculate that far back. But basically, I felt the urge to dress all in black, conical hat included. And I had two little plastic tea tables that stacked perfectly, and one on top of the other, so you can make like shelves with it if you wanted. And these were plastic. They were just little tea table type things. And, they were, I don't know where my mom got them or anything, but she stopped using them and ended up giving them to me. So one of them ended up becoming my first altar, kind of. It was Halloween night. My sister was out partying with her friends and whatever. And being a teenager, if I had friends to party with back then, I probably was. But not on this particular night. I always had plenty of privacy in my room. My mom would never come up and bother me if I asked her not to bother me. So if I wanted to meditate up there, I could, or do ritual or magic or anything like that. However, if I did magic, I would probably, let her know ahead of time so she wouldn't be like, what's all that racket you're making up there, young lady, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the tea tables, I had a white one on top of a yellow one. And I've got a really big pillar candle that was about yay tall and, about the size most pillar candles can be, about yay big around roughly or whatever. They burn pretty decent amount of time if you do it right. You could maybe even turn it into a 7-day candle, burn it for, a few minutes each day even, and it would probably last you longer. So I borrowed a candle from my sister, which she didn't even know that I borrowed it because I didn't think that she would give it to me, especially if I told her what I was about to do. She would have been a typical sister. She would have been nosy. She would have been, either making fun of me or, saying, oh, can I join? Even though her heart wouldn't have been in it, she just would have been nosy and being a sister and being curious. So, that was never an issue. Nobody would ever bother me in my room. My room was a decent size, and, I was pretty happy because for a kid back then, sorry, I got this crap in my ear, dead skin probably that's itching. Anyway, so I borrowed the candle. I had a book of matches. I didn't have a lighter back then. I wasn't, smoking or anything yet, so I really had no use for a lighter, other than lighting candles and incense, which I'm not even sure if it was immediately after this ritual took place, this receiving my power, a rite of passage, if you will, that I started using incense and candles more, and I started buying lighters and, explaining to my mom why I was buying them. So I got the candle. I sat, I was facing the east when I did this. I remember that. I sat on my floor, turned all the lights out, lit the candle, had the matches right next to me, and I just started staring into the flame. I didn't do anything else. I just stared into the flame. I had no music playing. I don't think I even had any incense. It was just me and the candle, and that was it. So I'm sitting there, and after a handful of minutes or so, I don't know, I'd say 15, 20 minutes, I was in a pretty good, deep trance state. And I don't know what possessed me to this day to do this. I don't know. I wasn't possessed by a demon or no crazy crap like that. So sorry to disappoint any of those. Oh, were you possessed by a demon? It's not a joke, guys. It's really not. I've seen the damage a demon can do. I have fought them before, yes, but in a way that, I could try to explain, but that's another matter. Anyway, I'm sitting in front of the candle, and I start throwing matchsticks into the candle flame, just absent-mindedly, staring straight ahead. I was very engulfed in the flame. I was very entranced, and I don't know why I did it, but I just kept doing it, and then the next thing I know, the matches were gone, and I did nothing. The flame got to probably about that wide and every bit about that tall. And you're thinking, how the heck does that happen with a color candle? Well, exactly, it doesn't. So I was in a deep trance. I closed my eyes. I was sitting cross-legged, and I was trying to sit comfortably, keeping my back straight and all that. And I didn't really do anything. I just went into quiet, and I can't explain it. I came into my power. I felt the energy enter my body through the top of my head, through the conical hat, and there it was done. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, how long, what kind of time frame, how much time had passed by this time, but I was able to pass my hand every bit this slowly through the candle flame, and it did not burn me. I was the flame. And that may be confusing to some because, well, you're like, okay, how can you be a flame? You mean you're a fire sign? No, I'm a Capricorn, which is technically an earth sign, but I'm also a phoenix, so I'm guessing that's where the fire comes in. I consider myself a blue phoenix. I'm very emotionally based, very powerful emotions. I'm an empath. I can see auras. I can do a lot of things, witchcraft related. So I hear this drip, drip, drip. And it snapped me out of the trance. I shook my head. I opened my eyes. I looked and I saw something dripping on the bottom table. And I'm like, what the heck is that? So I proceeded to pick up the table and look underneath it and realized that the table was on fire. The center of it was melting. The table was on fire. I was melting the table. The candle was long gone. And there I was about to burn my room down. So I was like, oh crap, I ain't going to blow this one out. So I ran to the bathroom, down the hall, grabbed me a cup of water, ran back to my room, doused the fire, completely drenched my bed, that whole area right there, because I wanted to make sure I got it all, that no little bits of flame jumped off and tried to start a fire somewhere else. So lesson learned, be mindful when you do magic. Have a protective circle. Don't do something that extensive by yourself unless you have set up a timer on a phone or something like that. So like if you want to do an hour meditation and you have a candle that will burn for that amount of time, then you shouldn't have to worry about the distractions and knocking you off the focus of the intent and the ritual and what you're doing or the meditation by, oh crap, is the candle still, I don't want to burn my, have another fire hazard on my hands. So, but it turned out well in the end. Nobody was hurt, but it could have so easily gone wrong. It could have just as quickly gone, it's a nightmare. So after that, I decided, okay, I'm going to be a lot more safer now. I'm going to be a lot more sensible and do the whole fire safety thing because, it's not worth your life. Yes, it's magic. Yes, it's fun. It has its purpose, but it's not something to do just because you're bored. It's not something to do because you think it's cool and that's what all the kids are doing. Everybody's Wiccan. No, it isn't for everybody. The only way you can truly know, and this is how I learned myself, is pick up a book on Wicca and start reading it. Just be mindful of the authors that you choose because there's some out there that are probably going to have a negative take on it. There's others that are more to the truth, like Cunningham's book, to me, The Solitary Practitioner Guide. You can't get any more truthful than that. The way I understand it, Wicca, it started out as shamanism. And it was, medicine men mostly, and I don't know if medicine women was going on back then, but I'm sure they were. In your tribes, and, you would do your image magic. They would do image magic when they would go on a hunt. They would, dressing in the animal skins, felt like they connected with the animal and it gave them the power to slay the animal so they could feed their tribe. Makes sense. But it actually started out as shamanism. Wicca means but it means wise one. Wicca is not a dark type of path. It is not dark magic by any means. Not in my opinion. Wicca is not designed that way. And apparently it's not really that old. But that's irrelevant. The point is, I felt drawn to it from the beginning, so I just went with it. Now I consider, in my 32 years of practicing, that I am advanced enough that, I can move on to bigger, better things, bigger, higher magics, but I try to only do magic when I really feel the need. I do magic for my friends. I try to let them know ahead of time because they say it's not good to cast a spell on someone's behalf unless you have their permission. That is absolutely true. You got to be respectful. And so, that was my little fiasco anyway with the Halloween, and that's how I knew after that moment that I was a witch, and that was the path I was meant to be on this life. So before the whole thing was over, and once I got the fire doused and everything was safe again, I turned and faced my window, and with my eyes completely closed like they are now, I saw a crystal clear picture as if they were open of my bedroom windows. And I went, whoa, because that is literally the strongest actual picture version of a visualization that I've had. I've had precognitive dreams before, dream about something before it happens. Somewhere along the way, I have forgotten a lot of the dream interpretation that I do still have the ability to do, but I just haven't really revisited it. And now with my life being as hectic and chaotic as it is nowadays, I'm living in not so great neighborhood. It's a bad area. We hear gunshots out our window all the time, or more often than I like. Helicopters flying above, so that usually means they're looking for someone, especially when they're shining their bright lights everywhere. And we're on the top floor of our building, and it's a tri-level building. There's a basement, there's a main level, and then there's one above that, and of course there's an attic, but nobody lives up there except maybe a ghost or two. But there's always cops a lot of times out back, and I'm glad that we're on the top floor, because that in itself is probably a very good safety measure for us, because we are as far away from the fire and the danger as possible. But I have had fears before of, oh God, I hope they don't have something so powerful that it could possibly pierce through this window and hit me or my husband or one of our cats or some innocent person visiting, or who knows. But that's pretty much it as far as the most simplified version of a Beltaine ritual that you can do. I just happen to use that one because it's one I'm familiar with. I meant to do this, like I said yesterday, that didn't happen, so here I am doing it now. I'm sorry that these videos are going to fluctuate. Some of them may be 20 minutes long, some of them may be an hour. It all depends on what my focal point is. But I have always lived by the philosophy of, and belief, and this is truly my own. Can't say that anybody's ever said this or it's been written down in a book. Who knows? If it has, great. Live each day as if it were your last, because it just might be. We don't know how long any of us are going to be here. I have the ability to predict death, and yeah, I probably could predict my own if I wanted to, but I would really rather not. I would like to just live my life to the fullest that I can and be the best me that I can be. And in life, that's pretty much really about all you can realistically do. I hope that anybody that ever finally sees this video, I'm always asking my spooky fam, the Paranormal Files, to give my videos a look and a view, but I know they're busy. I know they're traveling a lot, from one hotel to another, and then sometimes they're on the road for days, sometimes they're hours. But, I put it out there, and I let them know once in a while, hey, I got some new videos up, go and check them out sometime. If you know of some other Wiccan seekers out there looking for a teacher, please guide them to my videos, and I will try to have an appropriate title for each video saying that, okay, if this is Janet's Magic 101, then I'll say Janet's Magic 101. So that means just about any type of magical topic could and possibly will be covered. But I'm also working on, I need to come up with a schedule for myself to decide how often to try and get these videos up. But so far, as I know, nobody has viewed them, because I check, every time I come on, and, that's okay. But yeah, I'm nervous, of course, just like any YouTuber. I don't want to get death threats. I don't want to get haters. I'm just a witch out there trying to reach out to some people that maybe actually truly want to learn, and that are at least open-minded enough to learn about magic and witchcraft and what it is and what it is not. Demonology, yeah, it's tied in with it, but it's not a necessity, and it is never a requirement. I will not teach dark magic. I will teach people how it works if they really are so beginner stage, they don't know, it's like, how does it work? And it's like, well, generally, it's all about intent and emotion behind the intent, the power of your belief, the power that you give the magic. The stronger your belief, the stronger the power of the magic. There is a closing ritual that I will do at the end of this video. I'm looking, let's see, it looks like I've been on here about 24 minutes, so I'm going to try and wrap it up. But next Wiccan holiday will not be until June 21st, which I believe is summer solstice. So there's no celebratory Wiccan ritual, Sabbath or Espit in the month of May. But hey, I'm unique. I might even invent my own because nobody has, because the God and Goddess, they're going to love you. The more stuff you come from within yourself to learn, like that you bring out, if you're willing and you're open and you're not afraid, yeah, there are very real dangers involved in magic. A spell can go wrong, a ritual can go not quite as you planned. But, you know, generally the rule of thumb is don't cuss in circle. That's disrespectful to the good spirits that you're trying to call into the circle and add to the power of your spells. Sorry, my nose is really running today. I don't know what's up with my sinuses. Must be this rainy weather. So for now, I guess this is Lady Beltaine, or Janelle, as I also like to be called, signing off. I'm going to do the closing circle, and I hopefully will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And as always, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell icon. So when I have new videos up, you'll be able to see them. And hey, you know, let's have fun with this. And I just ask in all sincerity and honesty, no haters. Because if haters start finding their way to my YouTube stuff, I will block you. I will get me some moderators. Don't think I won't. I'm a nice person generally, but rule of thumb, you don't want to make a witch mad. And I could have said something else, but I'm still in circle, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. And this is strictly from memory. It's called, I call it the circle closing. But I always do another thing before that even. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for helping. Go if you must, stay if you will, but no over thus. You are welcome here. Go in love, light, power, and my thanks. And may the circle be open yet unbroken. May the love of the goddess ever be in our hearts. Merry meet, merry part, till we merry meet again. Blessed be, y'all.